The JUKI MO-3000QVP model has special features that we can customize through the Set menu. So let's look at those features and how we can change those. Touch the Set icon on the front of the machine, and this will bring up all of the different features that we can customize. The first one is the rabbit, which is going to be our speed control. The next one are the automatic thread trimmers that are new and a special feature on this model. We have the auto thread cutter, and we can program that to automatically cut our threads at a certain length when we are finished serging. Then we have the brightness of our lighting. We can also change the temperature setting of that lighting. We can go from a bright white LED lighting to a warm lighting. We can adjust the lighting on our screen. And then a new special feature that we have on this machine is we can customize our foot control so that when we push down on the heel of the foot control, it can be needle up, needle down, or our thread trimmers. And we will go through how to change that in just a minute. So let's go back to the very first one, which is our speed control. The cursor is under it, and we're going to touch enter. Now we have our adjustment on our screen, and we can adjust using the forward and the backward arrows. We can adjust the speed of our serger anywhere between fast and slow. So you can put the speed of this at any speed setting that you like. Once you have that selected, you're going to touch enter. So let's go to the next one, which is our thread trimmers. We're going to touch enter to bring that up. So this is where you would go if you're going to use the automatic thread trimmer so that the machine automatically cuts your threads. You also have the option to touch the icon on the screen at the end of your sewing to cut your threads. But if you want to program the machine to automatically cut them, this is where you can go tell it how long you want those thread tails. So we can go all the way down to a small or all the way up to a very long thread tail that's left. And here's a sample of some of the settings. So the first one is that the thread tails are set at 1. You see you're going to get a very short automatic cut. The next is set at 5, and that gives you a really long, medium-sized thread cut. So if you're going to bury these threads in the seam or you need that extra length, this is what the 5 is set at. And then this is set at 7, and you can see that is a very long thread tail. So you can customize how long you want those threads before the automatic threader engages. So once you have this set where you want it, we're going to touch enter. But before I do that, you'll notice that there's a blue box on the side over here. This is telling me, letting me see where my stitch length and my differential feed are set on my serger. Those knobs are on the right side of the machine. And you can see as I'm turning my stitch length, I'm getting that visual on the front of my machine. So I don't have to look to the side to see where my stitch length is being set. You can also see that I'm turning the differential feed, and I can see where I have that set. The knobs are also numbered on the side on the side of the machine, but this is a nice visual for you that will always be up there when you are running the serger. So we have our automatic thread cutter set, and we're going to touch enter. The next one is our lighting. So we can adjust our light from dim all the way up to bright. I actually have mine turned off. If you look to the left of the screen, you'll see that as I hit the arrow, you can see the light getting brighter, and I can go all the way up to a very, very bright LED lighting on this machine. So I'm going to set mine back at a low lighting for the camera. Once you get it set, again, touch enter. Let's touch the arrow and go to the next setting, which is our temperature setting. And when I touch this, I'm going to go back to the lighting and touch enter because you won't be able to see the temperature if I don't have my light up. So now I'm going to go to the temperature, enter. And now, if you can see over to the left, you can see that I can go to a very warm light all the way back up to my bright white light. And then touch enter to set that. I'm going to go back and turn my lighting off. And I'm going to touch enter. So let's go to the next one, which is our LCD display screen lighting. Touch enter, and I can now adjust the lighting on my display screen on there. So let's touch enter when we get it the way we want it. And then the next one is my foot control that I can program. So I'm going to touch enter. I have two options. I can program the bottom of my foot control to be my needle up or my needle down. So wherever the serger stops, if I touch the heel of the foot control, I can put the needle in the down position, or I can touch it again and bring the needle into the up position. If I want to use the thread trimmers, I simply select the scissors for the thread trimmers, and now the bottom or the heel, when I put my heel on the bottom of the foot control, it will automatically cut my threads. I'm going to go to the needle up, needle down. That is a new feature that we have on this serger, and touch enter. And we have now customized the different settings on this machine. So I'm going to touch set to get out of here. So remember we set the cutting thread length. That was one of the settings. Well, how do you activate that? There may be times where you want it to automatically cut your threads, and there may be times where you want to use the icon on here to cut your threads. And to activate the auto thread cutter, you simply touch the one here that says auto with the scissors, and you'll see that come on the screen. So now it shows me my speed control that I have, and the auto thread cutter is engaged automatically. So it will cut those threads. I don't have to touch this each time. Anytime you want to disengage that, you simply touch the icon and it will be disengaged. So there's one other button on here we haven't talked about, and that's the A to D button. This is our stitch program button. When we touch this, it's going to show us what stitch we are going to be doing and how to set it up. This serger is a tension-free serger. So we're going to use 4 different settings. There's a knob on the right side of the machine that goes A, B, C, or D, and that's going to tell the serger how to set it up for the stitch that we're doing. So when I touch this, A is our 4-thread overlock. So it shows my needles. I'm going to be using the 2 needles. It shows me where my settings should be. When I turn it to B, that's a 3-thread overlock using 1 needle, and it shows us the needle and the settings. C is our narrow hem, and again, it shows us where our settings are. And then D is going to be our roll hem, and it shows us how to set that up. This will give you a perfect roll hem. There's nothing that you have to adjust on the machine to get that except for your cutting width and to change out your needles. The serger is going to automatically set everything up for you. So that's the A to Z. And anytime you want to see that, all you have to do is touch this. I'm going to go back to A. And that's how you use the set menu on the screen to customize your different features that are on here.